exact name, exact age, where they live, what job they do, how many kids they have, what, where do they go for their information? Do they spend their time on Instagram? Do they spend their time on YouTube? Do they spend their time on LinkedIn? Where do they go? Where do they spend their time? Where is the place that is the most useful for them to spend their time? Hey, it's Alan from before. I want to tell you a story. I want to tell you a quick story. The story is about Steve and Steve. Now, Steve and Steve, great guys. Everybody liked Steve and Steve. But at the same time, they were kind of nerds. What you would normally feel so excited about now was not the same as what they would feel excited about. They felt excited about creating circuit boards, Steve and Steve. They felt really excited about creating circuit boards and bring them to the local computer club. And they'd give them out and they'd show people how they create these incredible circuit boards. And then one of the Steves went to a bike shop. He went to a bike shop and he showed the circuit boards to the bike shop. And the guy in the bike shop said, yeah, these are great, but you got to put the whole thing together. I can't sell this. You got to put the whole thing together. So Steve went off and he put the whole thing together with a TV and he brought it back. I said, yeah, give me 100. So they found a way to create 100. And they created this incredible computer company. And one of the Steves was a real artist with circuit boards. He created these incredible circuit boards no one else could create, a real artist. And they knew their customer. They knew their customer intimately because it was for them. They're creating the circuit boards and they're creating the computers for themselves. They were their own customer. So they knew their customer intimately. They knew everything about them. They knew what they worried about, what they thought about when they slept at night. They knew what made them feel excited. They knew what they would spend money on, most importantly. They knew what was important enough for that customer to spend money on. So they had this incredible connection with their own customer. And we can't always have that. We're not always our own customer. We're not always our own customer, our own client, depending on what you call your customer. We're not always our own customer. So what do? How do we know our customer as well as Steve and Steve knew their customer, who they were their own customer? How do we know our customer as intimately as they did? Well, this is what's important. This is what is so important. And I know this is marketing 101. I know everyone does this in college. I know when I say this, everyone's going to go, yeah, we know this. We all do this. But it's the customer avatar. It's so, so important. Whatever you want to call it, your buyer persona, your customer avatar. But it's knowing your customer as well as if it was you. It's understanding them. And I know this is marketing 101, but it's so, so important. It needs to be written out. It needs to be written out for every single customer. And for every business, they're going to have 5 customer avatars. You're going to need 5 or 6 customer avatars, different type of customers. You've your business-to-business customer, your business-to-consumer customer. You've your guy who's spending €50 on your product, and you've your guy who's going to spend thousands. And you need to know. You need to know what keeps them up at night. You need to know what they're worried about. You need to know what they're going to spend money on. And you need to know their journey. This is what excites me now. Understanding the journey. So, you need to know who your customer avatar is, what their name is. You get to know today, ideogram.com, you can generate the picture. So easy. That it was always this person does not exist.com. We could always use that, but ideogram is great now. When you write out your customer avatar, your buyer persona, name, age range if you want, but I would give an exact name, exact age. This is the person that we're targeting. Exact name, exact age, where they live, what job they do, how many kids they have, what, where do they go for their information? Do they spend their time on Instagram? Do they spend their time on YouTube? Do they spend their time on LinkedIn? Where do they go? Where do they spend their time? Where is the place that is the most useful for them to spend their time? And most importantly, what are they worried about? What keeps them up at night? Because sometimes this is what will compel them to take action. It's the truth that we take action because of what we're worried about more than what we're excited about. Now, I like to take action based on what I'm excited about, but for the majority of people, it's what they're worried about, what keeps them up at night, and that's what's going to cause them to take action. And so we need to know what that is. What's the whole journey? I'm thinking about it now. I'm going to stop and think about a patient, for example. What's a patient's journey when they get, I've got a pain in my back. I've got a pain in my back. What is it? Or I've got I can't take a deep breath like I used to. So what's their journey? Do they go and see a physician? Do they go and see their GP? Do they explain the symptoms? Do they go and get a scan? What's the whole journey? What do they do? How do they find out? What's the next steps? Or think about, for maybe a solicitor, what I have an issue. I'm a business, I run a business, I have an issue. I've got a letter in the door, this needs to be dealt with. What's the steps they take? Or, someone is in a car and they get their car washed and the car wash scrapes the side of the car. What did they see the scrape? What's their next steps? Where did they go? What do they do? How do they take action on that? But it's going to be different for every industry, obviously. Obviously, for every industry it's different. But what compels this person now to take action? What compels this person to take action? And that's the journey you've got to go through the journey. And you might have 10, 15 journeys, you might have 20 journeys. There's different types of people who do different types of things. But people will fall into categories. You've got to say, you can't have a unique buyer persona and a unique customer journey for even though every single person is unique, you just can't have a unique buyer persona, a unique customer journey for every single customer. So you're going to have to put them in categories. But there is some overall categories. There might be 4 or 5 overall categories that you can use that people fall into. But you want to walk through the journey, because unlike Steve and Steve, you cannot always be your own customer. If you're your own customer, great. Then market to you. But 9 times out of 10, we're not our own customer, and we need to understand who they are, buyer persona, who they are, all the information about them. Are they married? What do they have kids? What are their worries? Do they have a mortgage? Are they renting? What are their worries and what are their problems? What keeps them up at night? We need to know that. But we need to also know their customer journey from the first moment they understand that they have a problem that they need to resolve, and walk right through the customer journey until they're buying your product. And you need to understand that. You need to get in their heads. You need to understand what they're going through. Because then all the marketing that you do, all the content that you write is going to be, they're going to read it and they're going to say, this guy completely understands me. This guy completely understands me, because you understand their problem. So when you state their problem for them, you're going to be like, wow, yeah, this guy understands me. Then they're going to take, when they're going through their customer journey, they're not going to take the customer journey to a competitor. They're going to take the customer journey to your product. And that's why the buyer persona, and I understand, Alan, this is marketing 101. You're probably saying that now. I understand that. It's so true. But it's still important to do this really correctly. To understand, to not do it as sometimes it's done just as an exercise. Oh, we'll do the buyer persona, we'll do the customer journey. But no, really, really do it, because you care and you want to understand them, and you want to write content that speaks to them. The content is so important. The headline, email subject line, whatever it is, it's so important. And you have got to be writing content, an email subject line, a headline, social media post that speaks exactly to them, because then their customer journey is going to be towards your product, and you're going to make the sales, which means that the bottom line at the end of the day is affected by the marketing you do, which is meaningful marketing, which is real marketing, which is marketing that connects into sales and connects into the company's overall goals. And that's why it's important. That's why it's important. Really do it, not as an exercise and, oh, we have to tick boxes, we have to do this, we have to do that. No, really try to understand them. Really try to understand them. Just been Alan here. Just want to take you through why the buyer persona and customer journey are so important.